All right, man. It's Thursday night. It's time for the BS sessions, Jerry. What's up,
What's
brother?
up? Oh man, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain, and it wouldn't help if I did anyway. So, you know what? You're drinking a beer. I'm gonna drink a beer too. But before I get that beer, I'm gonna introduce our guest. Down there at the bottom row on my screen, Fabio Vegas and the cool ass Nita Strauss shirt. I had that same. I wore that a couple days ago, actually, man. What's up?
Well, guys, good to be here. Looking forward to it.
All right, and then my sticks brother. We just did a killer episode today. Gonna be out on Sunday. Joseph Staub, how are you, man?
Doing well, doing well. Excited to be here. Getting to see Jerry a lot lately.
Yeah, I
he,
know. I'm
he
sorry. I'm sorry for that, man. You just see my ugly
yeah.
face more than yeah, sorry
He,
about
he
that.
he lost our recording just so we got to record
Ah,
again. It's great.
That
it actually
happens
ended
that
it
happens.
ended up
Yeah,
working well because I thought
it
this
did.
episode was better anyway. So,
Yeah, no,
you know,
it. I think we had a good trial run of the first album
there you
review.
go. That's how we're
It
doing.
was
It was a
our
trial
it
run.
was our
Yeah,
it was our first time doing an album
yeah,
review for this series, so we kind of
sure.
got the kinks out, and then the recording got mysteriously lost in the
It's
in the
it's
I didn't fuck it up. I swear.
if it was Zoom, if you go into your Zoom folders, you'll find it.
No, I know I was moving around a lot because my
Yeah.
back is fucking hurting. I think I might have hit the stop record button
Oh,
halfway
okay.
through. But usually you hear something. I mean, maybe I did or not. I
It
don't
says
know.
recording stopped.
Yeah, I
Right,
don't
it
remember
says that.
hearing it during the
I don't
Yeah.
show.
either.
So
I think I just fucked up something transferring it or something.
I'm
I don't know. But
recording. I
anyway,
made make sure I was recording.
our other guest, a late addition to this show, Al Horton, man. What's up, dude?
Hey,
Happy
what's up, guys? How are
birthday!
you?
And
happy
before we go any
birthday.
further, one, two, three.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
All right, that's it.
Happy
That's it. That's
birthday
it.
to you. Happy birthday to you, Al. Happy birthday to you.
And many
Happy
more on
birthday,
Channel
brother.
4.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
I,
it.
I like
36, 36, 37?
Yeah, right. I wish.
I like
53.
I like my ex-wife saying she goes, "This is your birthday song," although it's not very long.
53, man.
Damn.
All right. And the fourth guest is Mark Ollins. Oh, wait, you're the host of this show.
Oh, we're the host,
Anyway,
bitch.
let's get started with some BS, dude. Let's get it going.
All right. Well, we did the Al
Oh, should I
birthday
tell the
thing.
name of the show first or no? Does
Oh
it
yeah,
matter?
do the show. Well, let
We're going to
let
be doing,
let
let
Joseph
Joseph do
announce
it.
it. Yeah.
What are we
Well,
doing tonight,
this
Joe?
show was my idea because I was trying to think. Mark has been asking us for some ideas for BS, and I wanted to do an album battle. We hadn't done an album battle in a little bit, and so I figured out that these two albums came out on the exact same day,
Mm.
November 17th, 1978,
Oh, the
and
same
that
day. I thought it was just the
very
same year. I never
no,
knew
the
that.
exact same day. They
Wow.
both came out on the exact same day, and that is Alice Cooper's "From the Inside" and the Police's Outlandos to More. So we're going to be putting those two albums track by track against each other, and we'll see who comes out on top.
All right.
All right.
Got the
All right,
So
Mark.
I'll get to
little
the
gatefold,
BS.
little
So
lippy.
we got some
There we
death.
Oh,
go.
look at that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I need to get that on vinyl.
We always have some deaths, man.
Yeah, we got some deaths, but
We're
I
the
got some.
ghouls of the internet.
We had a birthday, and I got two birthdays, but one of them's a birthday death. But we got Sly Stone. He passed away at
Ah.
82. Jerry.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was familiar with this. He was a cool dude, man. He had a cool band, man. I mean, everybody knows Everyday People and Dance to the Music. I mean, those are like standard classics. I mean, anywhere you go dancing and stuff. Just he's a good guitar player too. I've seen him do some really cool guitar solos, man. So yeah, rest in peace, man.
Hey, Jack Blades played in that band.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No shit, really.
he talks about it in going to California. He was in the Family Stone. You know,
Yeah, I know they had a new guy for a while trying to replace Sly, but it just wasn't the same. I don't know. Sly had I don't know.
yeah, he
It
toured.
was,
He toured with them. He was in this
yeah.
Family Stone. What do you think about it, Al?
Oh, man. Yeah, I was like, wow, but I mean, he was trouble for a lot of years, man. They got a friend of mine. I went to go see him in New York City, like I don't know if it was like in the 2000s or something, and he ended up not showing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The pre Axl Rose, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's like well, yeah, I guess kind of. And he was like bummed out about that, but and then he never got to see him. So, no, it's kind of not surprising, but I mean, still, like, I mean, how old was he? He was in his 80s, right?
82.
Yeah.
82.
He surprised he lasted that long, actually. Very influential, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, fucking his influences on funk and even rock and R&B and stuff, man, just undeniable. So yeah, Sly was one of the heavyweights, man. So yeah, man, rest in peace, man.
All right, Fabio.
Yeah, can't say much more. Al kind of nailed it all on the head there. Big influence, funk and rockin'. Um, yeah, good stuff. Sad to see him go, but yeah, again, it's not a big surprise at this point, but uh, great music.
All
Yeah,
right,
definitely, man.
Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, just not much else to say. I mean, some great stuff from that classic run of his. I don't really know too much about him personally, but from like what you guys are saying, it sounds like it wasn't much of a surprise with his health. But yeah, I know some great songs like Jerry was saying. Just some great music, and yeah, it's sad. It's getting to be that point where a lot of these guys, it's unfortunate, but it's we're about to run into a lot more, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
I heard stories about him walking off stage in the middle of a show and the band finished the show, or
Oh
he didn't
yeah,
show up for
yeah.
the show. Back in the 60s, man, this guy was doing this all the time. He's like,
Oh yeah.
they said he was totally like a drunk and a stoner. So he
Yeah.
was taking acid and shit. He was out of it. So, and then we get to,
Wrote some good fucking music though.
yeah, he did, man. And then we get to, one of the guys who like wrote kind of soundtracks of everybody's summer. Your, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys passes away at 82, Jerry.
Yeah, I said I'm not the hugest Beach Boys fan, but wow, it's like didn't care for Mike Love too much with this PMRC bullshit, but it is what it is. I mean, he was I mean, I don't know really much about his personal life, but I don't think he was the nicest fellow. Am I right on that?
Who, Brian?
Yeah.
It depends on who you listen to.
Oh,
He had a
okay.
very troubled personal life. He had that whole thing going on in the '80s with his psychiatrist and stuff, and
Oh, okay. Now,
he was
he wrote a lot of stuff but didn't
yeah,
tour, right?
yes, he very rarely toured with them
Okay.
past a certain
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And for a while he wasn't even in the band. But like
Was
he
he
was
in the
very
Kokomo video?
No,
no,
he wasn't
no,
in that.
Yeah,
He had nothing to
good.
do with. He had nothing
I'm
to do
he
with
had
glad.
nothing to
that.
do with that
Nothing to
stuff.
do with
John
that. Thank God.
Stamos
Um,
was, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, he was very troubled, especially
Yeah.
through the '70s and '80s. He was a lot of mental health issues and physical health in general. I'm surprised that he was still, again, another one that I was surprised made it this long, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember seeing
Yeah,
something on TV with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd taking him out of his bed and throwing him on the beach. I don't know. Did I see
what?
that? Yeah, there
I
was
don't
a
know what
thing
that
with those
is.
two like getting Brian
I'd like
Wilson
to
out of
see that
bed.
actually.
Uh,
But no, I
I'll-
mean, even though I'm not a huge fan of the Beach Boys, their songs are so iconic and recognizable when you hear them. It's like the sound and everything. Was he part of the background for David Lee Ross version of California Girls?
yeah, I think
Or is that
so.
the rest
no,
of
that wasn't
Well, no,
Brian.
because
That
that
was
was the
Brian.
same
is it
time.
Brian?
That was the
Okay.
same time as Kokomo. Like he was not in the band.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it. But yeah, I mean, he
I
had a
think it was
following.
Dennis. I think it was Dennis, and the backgrounds on David Lee Roth's version was, I believe it was Dennis, and it was um Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross,
Oh,
really?
Yeah, he was
Wow.
what
on
was he
that.
doing there?
Carl Wilson. Carl Wilson.
Carl Wilson. Carl
Dennis was
Wilson.
already dead by that point, I
And
think.
yeah, Carl. Yeah, Dennis died in the early '80s, I think, or
Yeah.
'80 or '81. Yeah, it was Carl Wilson. And
I think
no,
I see.
Yeah, Christopher Cross.
no, Christopher Cross is on that, man, as a background
Wow.
vocalist. Yeah.
Well, mad respect for the guy. I mean, he's obviously a legend, so rest in peace, man.
Yeah, the article's right here. It says one of the only times Brian Wilson actually went surfing was with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Oh,
I knew I saw that. I'll send you guys this article.
I can't
But-
question John Belushi on a surfboard,
But
but I
they
guess
took him
anything's
out of
possible.
bed and put him on a beach and made him go surfing.
Well, they just floated him out there while he was sleeping.
I'll send you guys
That's
the
pretty
article.
dangerous.
But I remember seeing that. I thought, maybe, did I really see that or was I high? I did see it. What do you think about Brian Wilson?
Well, one more thing: were the Beach Boys like really partying behind the scenes type of people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
drugs, beer, and all that. So I
They're
Check
don't
out
know
just
much
that
about
check
them.
out that documentary on them, man.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of docs lately, so maybe I will.
It's a good documentary.
All
yeah.
right, I will.
All right, Al, what do you think about it?
This it kind of hit me hard, man, because I grew up on Beach Boys. My parents like, and I mean my when I was really young, my parents had it was Beach Boys and Elvis records. That was like the English like stuff that they had. And them being Portuguese, it was like a lot of Portuguese music too in their album collection. But it was Beach Boys and Elvis, and so I grew up on that stuff very very young. And I love the Beach Boys, man. I like a lot of their stuff, and it's a soundtrack this summer, man. I mean, you could just in the summertime, you just throw them on, man. It just feels like summer, man. You know, and I saw Brian. The only time I saw Brian was maybe like 3 years ago when he toured with Chicago. And I mean, basically, they just propped him up behind the piano, man, to be honest with you. I mean, every once in a while, he'd mumble a couple words like singing or, you know, his hands would be moving. You don't even see him like,
Oh,
if he,
really?
even if he was
Yeah.
actually playing the piano or not. But I could say that I saw him live, but I mean, he wasn't really,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
he was
why
just, he was,
it's
I
like
don't know
Frank.
why. I don't really know why at that point they were doing that, but at least I got to say I got to see him on stage, you
True.
know.
That's
It's
cool,
like
man.
Frankie
I've
Valley. Have
seen
you
Beach.
seen him? It's like,
What's
wow,
that?
why do they put these people up there? Like Frankie Valley, for instance. You ever see videos of his last tour?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's just not there. It's like, why do they do this? I mean,
But that's
I
I don't know if that might be like his choice, you know.
think so.
So
I don't know. He didn't look
yeah,
very much like he is thinking about anything. But it is. I mean, he looked. I mean, it's just sad seeing these people become
I
shells of
saw the same
themselves.
thing with Jerry Lee Lewis. He was
really.
billed pretty high on a festival set, and really there was just a band that played the whole set, and he came out for like the last 5, 10 minutes and wheeled him out there to the piano and
That's that's what
for about
Yeah,
a
scared me
song and
about
a half.
this Aussie thing, man. I'm just I'm nervous for it, but I'm looking for. I'll probably get it.
Well,
I
we
guess they're
already
going to
saw him at the
televise it.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He looked in good spirits, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
he didn't look
But
out of it.
but anyway, like on the last point is I wish I would have seen like because I remember when I don't know if it was like 10 years ago, probably a little over 10 years ago, right when the Beach Boys actually got back together, like all of them, all the surviving members, and they did that tour, and I missed that, and I regret that because I've seen the Beach Boys a bunch of times, and I mean they're always fun in concert, man, even though it's like pretty much the Mike Love show, but um, but yeah, man, I mean, in a way, it's probably. You don't want to see like these guys die, but in a way, I mean, he probably suffered for a lot of years, man. His mental state is just supposedly he took like a lot of bad acid in the late 60s or in the 60s or something. And that's when it all started. Like he took himself off the road and he just sat home and wrote songs and while they toured, they went out on the road and stuff. So he just became a recluse and wrote songs and it's like that. I mean, in a way, he's troubled, but he's a genius. He wrote great shit, man. So, rest in peace, Brian. I mean, I hope his suffering's over. So he's reunited with his brothers again.
Fabio.
Yeah, I'm probably even less surprised about him than I am about Sly because yeah, he had very public health issues for many, many years. But yeah, he was a genius, and not only the Sounds of Summer, of course, as we've all mentioned, but Pet Sounds. Oh my gosh, like that album. Well, first of all, that album's the greatest hits in itself, but just what he did in the studio with that, and that was basically all Brian. With the production of that and getting that just this landscape of that record together, and that predated Sergeant Pepper's, which I think they kind of used Pet
Yeah.
Sounds as a blueprint for opening up their studio and getting bigger sounds and more tracks and everything else. I mean, he really expanded the recording game there with Pet Sounds. It's such a great album.
Great.
But yeah,
Joseph.
Yeah, I I am not a fan at all of the Beach Boys. I'm not a fan of their music, but I've always found their story very interesting and just how people that were supposedly that close could hate each other that much. And it was just a fascinating story. And like Al was saying, from basically like their basically their peak years, Brian Wilson didn't tour with them at all. He had like a mental breakdown in 1964, basically because of the Beatles. The Beatles and the Beach Boys were on the same record label in the U.S. And basically the record label made them compete against each other, and we all know how that went. And by the end of '64, when they were on tour, Brian Wilson basically had a mental breakdown on tour on a plane and didn't tour with them for like 10 years and just sat home, like Al said, sat home and wrote all these songs. And it just a fascinating life story, a very tragic life story. Lost both of his brothers that were in the band. Went through a lot of very public turmoil over the years with the conservatorship with a psychiatrist in the 80s that basically screwed him over for money and just really messed with his life. And he lived a very, very tragic life. And yeah, it's not surprising. He's been in very poor health for a long time. But like Al said, I mean, he's with his brothers. It's yeah, it's what needs it. It was sad the way he had been living, and I'm glad that he's not in that state anymore.
The youngest thing I remember as a kid is just hearing Surfing Safari, and I get around listening to
Good
that stuff.
vibrations. That
Good
song was
vibrations.
everywhere
Listen to
growing up.
that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Beatles and Foreigner made me want to buy music. I bought those first, my own money, but the Beach Boys is something I was always listening to. I was always listening. I just didn't buy them till I got Columbia House and I got the free vinyls. So, but I love the Beach Boys. I just remember when they used to play the 4th of July every year in Washington until one president fucked it up. But it's so fucking they were America's band at one time. They were America's band. They were considered goody two shoes, blah blah blah, American values, but people don't know what went on in the background. But I love the Beach Boys. So adios, Brian Wilson. I love you. And check out John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd being the surf police taking him out surfing. We're the surf police. You need to get out and surf. You haven't surfed. All right, I remember that now. It just came in my head. But let's get into another. Let's get into some. Well, I'll get into a happy birthday death thing because born today in 1949, John Wetton, bassist and singer with King Crimson, Roxy Music, Uriah Heep, UK, Wishbone, Ash, and Asia. It's his birthday today, and he's sadly passed. But happy birthday, John Wetton! Thank you for all the great music. Thank you for King Crimson. I just got into the band because of Joseph there.
Yeah.
I've never heard them before.
Yeah.
He made me.
He sang for
What
my
a
favorite era
vocalist.
of King Crimson.
Yeah,
What a great vocalist.
Yeah,
yeah.
Absolutely.
and
Nobody sounded like John.
people, I mean, millions of people know the song "Heat of the Moment," but nobody knows the name of the guy that sang on it.
True.
And it's a shame because
Everybody
he
knows the
was-
guitar player.
yeah. Well,
Steve Adams.
honestly, if you ask a random person on the street, a single member of Asia, I probably don't think they could tell you.
Probably not.
I knew
I don't.
I knew the
They
guitar.
all know. Everybody knows "Heat of the Moment," and most people know "Only Time Will Tell." And nobody can name a single member of that band.
I knew
and it's
Carl Palmer and Steve
crime.
Howe. I didn't know John Wetton until
or
later.
Jeff Downs.
No, I didn't know that. But I love the drums, and I don't like Emerson Lake and Palmer, but I like Carl Palmer in Asia. You know, it's like-
Phenomenal drummer.
phenomenal drummer. Yeah, I give him that, man. And Greg Lake was a great bass player, by the way. I do hear they're great. I like about 4 songs from them, so I don't hate them. You know.
See, also, now that you're listening to King Crimson, it gives you a better appreciation of Greg Lake from the first King Crimson album because
Yeah.
his bass playing and vocals on that are amazing.
Really good. Anybody got anything to say about John?
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal vocalist, like Al said, man. I loved his stuff with Asia. That's the stuff I love the most. I mean, Alpha, man, what a great album that was. I grew up with that one on MTV, man.
Get
It's
Up
the
and
Don't Cry
Go.
video. Smile Has Left Your Eyes. I mean, just that's a fucking killer vocal
Oh, that
for
was
that
Astro.
song, man.
My
Oh,
bad.
just a great,
His
phenomenal singer,
vocals
man.
on the song "Starless" by King Crimson.
Yeah. I need to get
Anything,
into them too myself.
anything wet about Wetton, Al?
Oh man, just I got to see Asia once with him, and phenomenal vocalist. And I mean, that first Asia album, I remember my brother getting it on vinyl. I still have the vinyl too. But what an album, man. You know, uh, I love Soul Survivor on there. That's a great
Oh,
song.
great fucking
You know,
cutting it fine. Ooh, I love this one.
I mean that whole album is
Yeah.
great, top to bottom, man. But yeah, the King Crimson stuff he did too was awesome. You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, happy
And
birthday,
that
man.
first UK album as well.
The what?
That first UK album.
The UK. That's right, UK. That was with who's the guitar player? Um, Alan Holdsworth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy shit, man. You want to talk about progressive, dude? That's
Yeah.
some crazy shit. Yeah, just a classic vocalist though, man. His vocals were incredible. I'm glad I got to see him at least once. So, but yeah, happy birthday, man, John Wetton.
Anything to say on that, Fabio?
No, happy birthday. I didn't realize he was involved in that many
Either did I.
prestigious projects.
Yeah.
I know King Crimson in Asia. That's all
I
I
knew
knew he
King
was
Crimson
in.
in Asia.
Yeah.
I did a review with Lee. I don't know if he was on that album, Wishbone Ash. Was he all in all the band?
No, he was I think it was right after King Crimson broke up.
Wishbone Ash is a pretty damn good band. That album
Yeah.
reviewed, I
No,
liked.
yeah, they have some good
They
stuff.
got some good stuff, man. But happy birthday. I just remember when I was on an airplane going to visit my grandma in Alameda, California as a kid, some guy had that album cover of Asia on cassette. And he said, "You want to try it? You listen to this?" I go, he put it on. I go, "Oh, I didn't even see the videos yet." And I go, "Oh, this is fucking awesome." I loved it. And it's like that album cover was rad. That album was one of the, I want the poster like the 40-year-old version, man.
Well,
Hanging
yeah,
on my wall.
all of their album covers are so cool.
It's so
Um,
cool.
But no,
Astro is cool
it
too.
was funny growing up and hearing those couple big hits. I had no clue who any of those guys were. I had no clue. It was another band that had a song. And then now that I know, especially, I mean, they're all legends of progressive rock, but now knowing how important all four of those guys are to, I mean, two of them are still currently in Yes. And then John Wetton played with everybody and Carl Palmer. I was a huge Emerson, Lake and Palmer fan growing up. I had no clue Carl Palmer was the drummer in Asia. I had no idea. So just growing up and finding out all about all those guys, and truly just one of the coolest supergroups that ever existed. And to think that the breakup of Yes in the early 80s resulted in both that and the Trevor Rabin era of Yes. We got the best of both worlds for one short year.
Yeah. Trevor Rabin, my favorite, and Jerry's. Okay, man, and then we get to happy birthday, Bun E Carlos. He shares your birthday, Al. So does
Yeah.
John Wetton, dude. You're fucking. I only got John Lennon. You got Bun E and John Wetton. I'm
And
jealous.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Oh,
Fucking
wow.
A, dude.
Yeah,
It's like you got the good birthday. I only, but I got a Beatle though. That must mean something.
that's cool, man.
That's like three regular birthdays
Yeah.
since you got a Beatle. So
Yeah, you got a Beatle. You
Got a
trump
Beatle.
you trump me on all that.
So what do you guys think about Buddy, man? You guys want to wish him a happy birthday real
Oh
quick?
yeah,
Yeah.
Bunny, man.
Bunny's cool. He's one of the coolest
guess-
motherfuckers in rock and roll, man.
Just
Always
sitting
Yeah,
there with
super
those
cool.
glasses and that tie, smoking that cigarette back
Yeah.
there, playing
I mean,
yeah.
that's just badass.
Just looking
man.
bored as hell the whole
bored
time.
as hell, the most laid back drumming style, just like
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was a great drummer, though, man.
amazing.
Oh yeah. Great swing, great feel.
He's
Hey,
still,
he did more fills than Phil Rudd. And he looked just as bored back there. So
he
All
really
right.
was like he really was kind of from that Ringo school of drumming,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
Great timekeeper, but like just great fills and shit like that, man. I mean, he was so very tasteful as a drummer, man. You know, and I think quote me, I think Tom Worman said he's the greatest drummer he ever recorded.
Yeah,
Probably.
I heard
Oh
that.
wow.
Yeah.
I think
Well, I
it's
mean-
in
I
his
mean-
book.
No, you're spot on with the Ringo things. I mean, listen to when they did Sergeant
Yeah.
Pepper.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
he fit that like a glove. That was right up his alley, especially. I mean,
Yeah.
it fit all of them, but Bunny especially. That was like his his
Yeah.
wheelhouse because he's underrated just like Ringo is
Yeah,
as a
I
drummer.
was just about to say he's so underrated, man.
Yeah.
You got anything to say, Bunny, Jerry?
I just said it, man. I mean, great drummer. Just like I said, one of the coolest guys in rock and roll, in my
Yeah.
opinion, man.
Yeah.
Just like the laid back attitude, like
I love
Joseph
this
mentioned.
look, man.
Yeah.
I
Love this
know.
look.
He looked like an
Greased back
ordinary
hair.
dude.
You look like an accountant, man. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like you walked past
Hey.
this guy on the street and you won't know who he is. You know
Him
what I
and
mean?
Rick
So-
should have been on the front cover and put the beautiful guys on the
Well,
they look
That's
more
funny
like
how they
such a-
did that. They put the
think
good-looking
about-
guys in the front.
Think about that
Yeah.
gimmick, though, man. That was such a cool
Yeah.
idea, cool gimmick, man.
Mhm.
You know,
put
you have
the pretty guys in front, put the ugly guys in the back.
And then, I mean, in the Dream Police video, Bunny looked so out of place when they all had the outfits on.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
Yeah.
that fit Robin Zander and only Robin Zander.
Right? And he
the
still
back-
wears that sometimes.
Yeah, with the hat and
Yeah.
the jacket.
One of the funniest things too was the video for their cover of Elvis is what was the
Don't
Elvis
be
Yeah.
cruel.
Also,
Don't be cruel. At
Don't
the
be
end,
cruel.
he's dressed up in that Elvis jumpsuit and he turns around with the cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh, Bunny.
He's like the fat Elvis and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
Cheers, Bunny. And he's still with us. Well, thank
Yeah.
God. So
Thank God. He's
Hey,
still
collecting a free
he's still,
paycheck.
he still gets his quarter share.
Yeah.
he's still, he does gigs around his hometown, in
Mhm.
Chicago area or Rockville, wherever he still lives, man. I think he still lives in that area.
Yeah,
And he does
near
gigs
Rockford.
all the time, man.
He was in a
So-
band with a Nelson brother. No, not a Hanson brother, which is really good. I
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
Tinted Windows.
Tinted Windows is really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Hanson or Nelson?
Helson, not
Helson.
Hanson.
Hanson.
Whatever.
Slow
One
down
of the
there.
Hanson brother.
One of the Hanson brothers was the vocalist, and
Yeah. And they had
I
the
think
guy
the-
from
I-
Stacy's mom, right? Stacy's mom, dude. in
yeah,
there?
and then and there was James Ehod from
Yeah,
Smashing
James
Pumpkins,
Ehal was
so-
in there. It was a great
What? That's
one
an
album.
interesting band.
Yeah, it's one. They did one
Yeah.
album, one and
Tinted
done.
Windows. You should check it out. It's it's pop
there's
rock.
some
It's like a
different-
Cheap Trick song, man. It's
Some
really good.
different atmospheres.
You know the
there
song
coming together.
Stacy's Mom? That guy was in
Yeah.
there too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
passed
he's dead
away.
now.
Yeah, he's dead now. Yeah. But
One more thing on Bunny. And he came out with a solo album a few years ago.
what? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
greetings from Venezuela or something like that.
that sounds right.
That
Yeah.
sounds like him.
Yeah, I never really heard it though, but I'm curious.
Now I want to check it out.
You can find it on YouTube and check it out or whatever. So, but yeah, man, it's pretty funny and shit.
Yeah.
I think. I think he has John Brandt that was in Cheap Trick, through the '80s
Yeah.
playing
The bass player. Yeah.
and I think the original Cheap Trick vocalist Zeno is on that album too. So it's almost like a mock, kind of Cheap Trick
2.0?
knockoff fucking thing. It's funny, man. Anyway,
It's more like Cheap Trick .05.
0.05.
Yeah, they're all
point
before.
zero five, yeah.
You got anything to say about Bunny, Fabio?
Oh, just what we were already saying. Yeah. I mean, I loved it. He's hilarious. And it always cracked me up. Yeah. How bored he looked back there. And that,
On the
Great
drums, Mr.
stuff.
Bunny Carlos.
yeah. Still,
Playing with the
still
big
I know,
pushing
when I
on the
used-
band.
When I used to smoke, I couldn't leave a cigarette in my mouth. It would just bother me too much. I don't know how
I
he did.
tried
He
to-
did that for hour at a time. Have not the same cigarette.
Did you
but
do
just
the
keeping
wall
cigarette.
thing? No, I'm joking.
No, I used to play drums too in a band, so I tried that with the cigarette in the mouth thing.
It's
while
hard.
playing.
It's got to be hard.
Dude. It would the smoke would be going up my nose.
Exactly.
and all
That's
that
why I
shit.
don't leave it there. I got to have
Yeah,
my
burning
hand
my
out of
eyes
my
out.
mouth
Eddie
when I
used to
smoke.
put it on his guitar, and hold it there. So
Jimmy
Yeah.
did too, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a BS story that Jerry brought up. Pretty interesting here. OnlyFans star Annie Knight is on the mend
Figures
after
I get
she
the
was
OnlyFans
hospitalized
story.
following the event, which she slept with 583 men in 6 hours. I don't really have any answers or anything like that, but I'm feeling a lot better. Night 28 exclusively told Us Weekly on Sunday, June 8th. My symptoms seem to have finally stopped, but I'm really as 3 days ago. It lasted for a while, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, which is good.
There's no how can you feel good after that? Seriously.
586 balls on your. I don't fucking know. This is like
That's why I said if people say that females are the weaker sex, I don't think so, man.
well, didn't Wilt Chamberlain have sex with thousands of women?
Not at the same time or in the same
Not at the same time.
day.
She trying to set a Guinness Book World Record or
Uh,
something? I just think that's nasty. And I'm happy you got sick from that because it's a lesson for you, you know. That's just me. Anybody got something to say about
that's just unhuman, man. I mean, that's just got to be.
that? Yeah.
First of all, I agree with you. It's disgusting. Second of
It's
all, it's kind
disgusting.
of fucking hurt. I mean,
Would you
I
do
don't-
it?
who,
She's
who wants to be number 562? I
Would
mean,
you be
seriously.
562? Because you do like hot chicks. She's not bad looking.
Oh, I can't remember what she looks like. I just saw the story and I thought that would be kind of funny to talk about. It's like, I mean, the majority of adult stars are decent looking physically, but they're all nasty. But yeah, I guess that's what. And I'm glad she's doing good. I guess I don't know what else to say, but yeah, I would not want to be 563. That's for sure.
On a completely different topic, Jerry, I don't think you can root for the Florida Panthers anymore.
Why?
You want to know who's at their game tonight?
Don't tell me. Oh, Sean Hannity.
No, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Oh fuck.
I got nothing against either one of them. I just hate them together.
Brooke at Edmonton, no. But you guys anything about the sex?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I was just like quick. I didn't think you were serious about talking
Girl
about that.
power.
You put
Yeah,
it up,
right.
Jerry. You put it up. You're a co-host. You don't put something up you don't want me to
Yeah, I
talk
just
about.
thought it was kind of funny.
All right. Well, Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings will perform as the Guess Who
Cool.
for the first time in 23 years on Rock Legends Cruise.
Awesome. Love the Guess Who, man.
That's
So
cool.
Our buddy Robert Lawson will be happy about that. He just wrote a book about them.
Yeah, he
Wrote
probably
a
will.
Nazareth book too.
He wrote a Cheap Trick book too, didn't
Yeah,
he?
Cheap Trick
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
I think he's currently writing a book about Stevie Van Zandt, I think, as well.
Oh, nice. But that's cool, man. I like the Guess Who. I think they're pretty cool. But some good news, man. That's some good news. Vivian Campbell is completely in remission for the first time since being diagnosed
great.
with Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2013. Fabio.
Well, that came as kind of a surprise to me because I thought he already had been in
So did
remission
I.
before and in good
I
shape.
know
This
he
is
was
the first
always
time he's
going
been
for
in-
treatments.
He's been in complete remission. He was in like minor remission. Like he
Okay.
wasn't in like a critical state with it.
Yeah.
Except for like that one time a couple years ago, he was like he missed the tour because of it.
Right.
But this is the first time since 2013 that he's been fully in remission, like not having to go back for any more treatments, at least for the foreseeable future.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that, but that's great news. Great news. Got to have him out here rocking with us.
Yeah, if you like Def Leppard,
Love
a lot of
Vivian.
people hate them. Jerry.
I like Def Leppard. I like his Dio revival.
I like the first
Last
album
in
the best.
Line.
I like Last in Line, but their vocalist needs to calm the fuck down. Oh, when
I like
when
their
I saw
second
them
album better than the first one.
when
I
I
like
when
the
I saw
first
them
album
in
better than the
M3
second.
last year, it was cold as hell outside, and so the whole crowd was sitting down, and the vocalist was losing his shit about it. He's like, "Do you want us to play or not? We can leave." And I'm like, "Dude, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're playing Dio cover songs, and you didn't even say Dio's name once. Go to hell."
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, that's awesome news, man. It seems like it's been longer since 2013. It seems like he's had cancer for a long time, it seems like. But that's good news, though. I mean, seriously. I mean, like I always say, he's breezing by in Def Leppard because he's way overqualified for that band. But that's what he wants, and he gets good money for it, so good for him. But
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Boo? I mean, it's great.
Ah,
He's,
great news, man.
boo! Yay, cancer. I mean, no, it's just cool to see these stories about cancer being beat because cancer has been a bitch, man. I mean, serious, man. Some people don't have the luxury of knowing they have it until it's too late. You know what I mean? So, unless you get tested like every other month or so, but anytime I can see somebody beat cancer, man, I love it.
All right,
I
Al.
hope if it ever happened to me, that I'd be able to beat it. Seriously. Well, of course I want to beat it, of course, but I'm just saying, you know.
All right, Al.
That's all I got to say.
I'm happy.
Yeah, these
I'm happy to
positive
hear
stuff.
about it, man. But like you were saying, I like somebody was saying, well, like Fabio was saying, I thought he was in remission or at a complete remission for a long time,
Yeah.
at least for a few years or something. But I guess guess not. So no, this is good news though. I'm glad. I'm happy. And like Jerry says, man, anybody that kicks cancer's ass, you know. So why is he shaking?
Oh, because he said he was going to get a beer, and I'm waiting for him to get a damn beer, so I'm pointing at him. Get that,
Fine.
asshole! Don't lie to me like that.
No,
We're
I'm just
supposed-
glad. I'm glad he's healthy, man.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm not George Thorogood. I don't like to drink alone. All right, Joseph.
I mean,
What do
I
you
already
think
said it. I already
Oh
talked
yeah,
about it.
true. All right, and let's get to one last story here. Well, I'm going to just say this real quick. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Al was released 44 years ago on June 12th, 1981. Happy
cool.
birthday to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Great movie, man.
What a great fucking
Oh
movie.
yeah.
But I just gotta say, I was in a Rush group today, and one of the comments pissed me off, and I just want to say, "Fuck you, asshole." Somebody said on a Rush comment, "Getting these boys is worse than Yoko."
This was in a
Stupid.
Rush group.
This was in a Rush group. I think this
Okay,
guy's a
so-
troll.
so
I
who's
think
always
this guy's a
trolls
in
troll.
every group.
I was like, who let the troll in?
He let the troll
It's like,
in.
why do people do that for? It's like, why troll like that? It's just,
Yeah.
that's like me going into sixth group and saying Tommy Shaw sucks or something like that. You just don't do that, man. I mean, I don't know. People are just bored, I guess. I don't know. I hope I don't get that
Yeah.
bored being retired now, but I think I got a lot. I think I got a lot on my plate right now, so I'm doing.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm still waiting for some short videos.
Yeah.
All right, man. I just had to fucking get that out because I was like, Yoko, really? Dude, get the fuck out of here. I wanted to say something, but I left. I said, I'm not going to give this guy any attention.
Don't get all
That's
worked
what he
up.
wants. That's
Don't-
what he wants.
That's what he wants.
Exactly.
I
Man.
know.
That's the
I
best thing to do is
just
ignore
left it loaded. Just he's not going to watch this.
It's like
fuck
those
you.
idiot. It's like those
Yoko!
idiots on Mofo. It's like those guys on
Yoko!
Mofos for metal. that
I know. I
posted all
almost
that.
said mofos, but
It's like
Yoko?
just
Really?
don't engage them, man. Absolutely.
Don't feed the
engage 'em.
trolls.
I put my phone back in my pocket, went back to work. I said, fuck this guy. All right, Joseph.
Yeah. Before we get into our topic here, Jerry's already heard this rant once today. I got this in the mail today. I just want to complain for a little bit about
yeah.
stupid people that make stupid releases and why they would do this to me. I got this great live album in the mail today, Roger Waters' Us and Them, from one of his tours. I pre-ordered the new one that's coming out. But if you notice, look at the size of that thing. This is a CD. This is not a Blu-ray. This is not a DVD. It is just the CD. And it's about, almost twice as long as a normal CD. What am I supposed to do with this? Where am I supposed to put this? Will it fit in my CD shelf? No. Will it fit in my CD carrier? No. Why would I put a CD with my DVDs? Explain that to me.
I got that with the last Rick Emmett album, Res 9. It was bigger than all my
And the
CDs,
best part
yeah.
about it, you want to see the size of the booklet? A normal CD.
I would be surprised if Roger does that shit on purpose. Here's Roger's response to that, Joseph.
Yeah, that is exactly Roger's response to that.
Just take the booklet, put it in a jewel case with the CD, and
That I legitimately might. But the
and
thing
just
is,
put
though,
that and just put
the
that
pictures
away.
are so cool. Like it's really great pictures and stuff. Like it's a great fold out.
Yeah.
But it just pissed me off. Like it'd be one thing if it had the Blu-ray in it. I'm like, okay, I can put that with my DVDs and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just the CDs, and that's like I've never in my life. There you go. See, I have a lot of another thing that really pissed me off. I can pull these out really
It's a
quick.
good album, by the way.
When they did the Nazareth reissue series, which was a great reissue series, had a lot of great bonus tracks and stuff. Some of them were in normal long CD cases, but then some of them were in these like square that they're taller and shorter. Like they're not the same size, and it's the exact same reissue series. So like a couple of them are these like square size, and a couple of them are these like longer ones. And it's
Yeah.
not like there's like bonus disc or anything. These both have one disc in them. I don't understand it, and it pisses me off. To
This
put them
fits
next
in my
to each
normal
other.
CD shelf, but it looks ununiformed.
Well, so does this. These
Yeah.
these at least fit in my normal CD
Yeah.
shelf because they're just a little bit taller. But this is like a 3 or 4 inches taller than the rest of them, and I'm like, really?
The book
believe
is the
Jerry.
same size as the
Yeah.
CD.
I believe Jerry. I think it might be just Roger Waters trying to mess with everybody.
Then what
Hey,
did
Hey,
Rick
but say
Emmett?
what you want about Roger, man. He'll give you your
Why did
money's
Rick
worth
Emmett do
every
this on
time.
his last
fucking-
solo album?
every time.
Yeah,
He got
so-
us on amazing shows.
But it does have Triumph Reunited on one song on here.
Triumph did one song on there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What, Mark? What record label was that?
I'm trying to look.
I was at their very last show at Rocklahoma.
Perove or something?
I was to say because this is Columbia Legacy.
No, this is
I was to say if it's the same one, I'm like at least that would make sense.
Probably some Canadian label.
It's a Canadian label,
probably. But, you know, I'm just like I got this.
This is a good record though, by the way. I like it.
I never got that, man. I need to get that.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I got this because I also pre-ordered Roger Waters just announced this past week that they're putting out the video and the album from his last tour from a couple of years ago.
This is one of the easiest CDs to find because it was so big in my collection. I haven't alphabetized my CDs yet, like my vinyl.
There you go.
I found this easily.
But anyway, that's my what were you gonna say, Al?
No, I was saying since you brought up Nazareth, I found this comp at a consignment shop, like real
nice.
cheap. It's only like $2 or something. It's a double.
For
CD.
some reason, Nazareth's one of those bands that has like a bazillion compilations. Like
there's a 2
official, unofficial. Like it's weird.
Yeah, it's 2 CDs. It's got a lot of great stuff on here, man. Because I don't have like all their albums, so I need to like start picking up their albums and stuff. So because they're a great band, man. I'm just starting to really get into them, man. Because of you and Ralph and you guys. I mean, you know,
if you do pick up their CDs and stuff, aside from the size issue, those are really great remasters. The 2010 Salvo was the label. They did a really great job with it. The liner notes are excellent. And they have a ton of bonus tracks. They have each disc has like 7 or 8 bonus tracks on it. A bunch of the BBC sessions and like live stuff and singles that were released that weren't part of the album. Really great reissues, but that's neither here nor there. Aside from that rant, as I said, we're talking about these 2 great albums. I am a huge fan of both of these albums. I do prefer one, but we'll get to that later as we go through the show. I find this to be a severely underrated Alice Cooper album. I think that this kind of gets lumped in with the people's expectation of the lull of the late 70s. People really aren't a huge fan of Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. People really hate Lace and Whiskey.
Oh, I love Goes to Hell.
I love
Goes to Hell too.
I love 3/4 of Goes to Hell. There's a couple songs I'm like, oh,
Chasing Rainbows.
I don't mind that one. I don't mind that. Most of side 1 is awful. Go to Hell is amazing. And then side 1 ends with I Never Cry, right?
I love that song.
I love that song. But the 3 songs in between I think are atrocious. On my phone, I have a playlist where it's the entire album with those 3 songs taken out of it. My album goes right from Go to Hell to I Never Cry and then all of side 2 because I love side 2 but I hate most of side 1. Lace and Whiskey, I think there's a couple good songs. I've been giving that one more of a shot lately. I picked it up.
It's not bad.
I picked it up on CD. I've been trying to get more of Alice Cooper's CDs because some of these you can't find anymore. Some of these are like really expensive. I found some guy on Discogs that was selling 3 of the 4 Blackout CDs. And I got them for like $15 a piece, which is nuts for what a lot of people are charging for them. But I still haven't found Zipper Catches Skin for less than like $50. And I'm like, not paying that because that's the one album of this run that I do not like.
It's not great,
It's not a great album. But
doesn't Chris Czynszak like that album?
I don't know. But for some reason, I think that From the Inside often gets lumped in with that late 70s run. But I think this was a really underrated album. The tour afterwards was really cool. There's a DVD release of the tour.
Why didn't you explain what that album's about?
So, backstory, this is a concept album. In the late 70s, people don't realize Alice Cooper actually went to rehab. Actually, not rehab, but he was put in a mental institution, basically, in the late 70s, before the blackout years, for his alcoholism. And while he was there, he claims that this album is all songs based on the point of view of people that he met in real life. I don't know if I believe that 100%. I don't know if every single song on here was based on a person he met, but I believe that there's definitely a lot of truth, especially of his own experience in this album. And I really do love that he's kind of telling his story a little bit. And the tour was the same way. He was kind of acting out his own imprisonment. It's basically like the trial of Alice Cooper almost. And it's a really cool kind of concept of all these different people that you would run into in an asylum, and then it ends with them all singing "We're all crazy." So it's a pretty cool concept. Very kind of a little avant-garde because this is when he was working with David Foster and Bernie Taupin as his lyricist, and it was definitely
And half of Elton John's band.
yes, and half of Elton John's band. So
Oh wow,
it's very theatrical. But
that
on
makes
the
sense
complete
now.
other side of the spectrum, you have the Police with
Super
Outlandos to
raw.
More, which is a super raw. And this was their debut album, extremely raw. Probably the most punkish they ever sounded. There's some really like just punk stuff on this album, and this it goes back and forth between this and Reggatta de Blanc as what is my favorite Police album. So I thought it was pretty cool that both of these albums came out on the exact same day, and we'll see how this turns out. I've all week I've been like thinking about this. How is this going to go between everybody? I'm not sure how everybody falls on these albums, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I'll be taking notes here on my handy dandy notebook, keeping track of exactly what everybody's scores are. But we're going to start with the first track from both albums, and we're going to go kind of around the horn here. We'll start with Al, Fabio, Mark, Jerry, and then myself. So we'll kind of do that around the horn. And our first battle is the title track From the Inside versus Next to You. Al, what are you going to go with?
Before I start, full disclosure, I had never even heard this Alice Cooper album until today. So I
Wow.
texted Mark and I'm like, I don't know, man, I'm gonna go out to dinner and then I have nothing to do later on my birthday night or whatever. And can I come on? So I saw the battle that you guys were doing. There are certain times I like to put myself under pressure. I really do. I like to get thrown in the fire. And I'm like, dude, I mean, I know the first Police album, but I never, I mean, I don't have all of Alice Cooper's stuff. I mean, I don't know. I know like the Alice Cooper group, like the classic albums, probably Welcome to My Nightmare. They probably fast forward to like the mid 80s, like,
Constrictor.
yeah, like the
Raise your
stuff.
fist. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that stuff, and then after Poison kind of dropped off again. So I don't really know a lot of the mid 90s to the mid 2000, his later stuff. I don't really know a lot about that stuff either. I want to remedy it. I want to get like all his albums and stuff, but so I was like, fuck it, dude. Let me do this, put myself under like some pressure. And dude, I gotta say, man, I'm pleasantly surprised by this album. It's a really really good. It almost reminded me of. I mean, Alice has always been theatrical, but this is like really like conceptual, theatrical. It kind of reminded me of like ELO or like Meatloaf, like
Yeah.
Bat Out of
Yeah.
Hell. Kind of like a really kind of the album flows as like kind of a story,
Mm-hmm.
like which and then I read up after it was conceptual, it was a concept album. Excuse me. So that being said, all right. So From the Inside, great song. I like the song, the opener. But I'm going with Next to You, man, because that's just like the Police coming out like just as one. Yeah, this album is raw. It's like them really kind of starting out. I mean, that's probably one of the punkish songs they have. Right out of the gate. And I don't know. I just love the way fucking Stewart plays on it, and when Sting is singing, kind of Stewart's doing like a backup. I mean, it's cool, man. I mean, I always love that song as an opener, but I gotta say, From the Inside was good. But I'm going Next to You on this one.
All right. So one for the Police. Fabio, From the Inside versus Next to You.
Yeah. So also a little, I mean, I think that this first matchup is just I mean, the whole album's gonna go this way. We talked about this. I mean, this was at this point, Alice is a majorly established solo artist. He's got a huge production team on this. It's just a massive album. And then you've got the Police, the three-piece super raw. And so it's doing their first album, they're hungry.
Self-produced, self-arranged, like everything. It was
Yes.
all of them.
So it's funny matching these up because they're in such different places at this point. Um, he's got David Foster, he's got Elton John's band, he's got Topin. I mean, I love this. I love From the Inside. I mean, the production's great. David Foster's production is great. And I love the title, or I love the Next to You also. It's great, but for me, and since I am familiar and I love both of these albums, for me, I From the Inside, I don't think that you can't beat it. I'd go with Alice on this one for sure. That song it's big. It's got a great chorus. I mean, it's a kind of a perfect late 70s uh, pop rock song.
All right. Well, we're tied after two here. Mark, what are you going to
Well,
go with? Your background a little bit as well.
Oh man, I'm a huge Police fan. I'm like Al. I didn't hear this album till you like brought it up. I've heard Sinzak talk about it a lot. Just never got to it because I got so much shit to listen to for the podcast and stuff. So sometimes I don't have time to listen to old stuff that I want to listen to. But it was a pleasant surprise. It's a good album. So is the Police, but I love Next to You, but I love this first song by Alice. Next to You, so it like won by an inch
So you're
from
going
the
with Next to
inside.
You?
Yeah. No, I'm going
Oh, going from the
Alice.
inside. Awesome.
From the inside.
Wow.
We lost Jerry.
We lost Jerry. He's in our thoughts. Um, we'll vamp for a few seconds and see if he comes back. But
All right.
yeah, no, this is. I'm really glad to
There
see
he
that
is.
you guys that are checking this album out for the first time. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Our internet's taking a shit.
I know we noticed.
A nice,
Um,
hot, steamy one.
Big time. Steamer.
So Jerry, Mark went with Alice Cooper on track number one. Where are you at on track number one?
Yeah, I mean, these are actually two. Like I said, I'm not really big on the Police, but I really dug Next to You, man. I think Sting's voice sounded great on this song, man. Which I'm going to comment later on what he sounds like on some of the other songs. But the Alice Cooper song From the Inside, it actually sounds like Alice Cooper singing an Elton John song. You know what I mean? I like them both. It was hard for me this is like I think the hardest battle that I've had with it. But
Yeah,
I
agree with you.
I ended up with Next to You by the Police though.
Wow, first track. I have to be the tiebreaker already. Wow, this is closer than I expected. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I mean, an hour from now I could pick the Alice Cooper song. That's how close they are.
Yeah.
think, man.
I
They're
said
both
the
good
same thing
songs.
by an inch.
I completely agree. This is a very tight battle. This is one of the tightest battles on the album. I love both songs. I think both songs are
I have a
great
tighter one
openers.
later.
Me as well. Me as well. There's one that's a little tighter. One that put me through quite a bit of pain. But this one, like Al said, Next to You, such a great opener for the Police album. I mean, it comes in, you get 3 seconds and Sting singing. Like you get da 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 da, and he's already in. Like they aren't. There's no pretension there. They're in it, and it's a great opening track. All the three band members are kicking ass on it. Sting sounds great, like Jerry said, but on From the Inside, it's a completely different thing. It's very open, it's very theatrical, it's very over the top.
Mm-hmm.
You got the background singers, you got Alice sounds a little different than he usually does on some of the songs, and he is telling his story here. It's an introduction to what the concept of the album is. He's stuck here on the inside looking out. And I got to go with From the Inside. So for track one, Alice Cooper wins 3-2.
Hey, but
Yeah, it's like the perfect power pop song.
It
Did
is.
you guys
It
know
is
the
great
story about the
poppy song.
Police just kicking ass at the Roxy on this first tour?
No.
Yeah, there you go. Check it out, man. They
I'll have to
talk
look that
about
up.
their concerts at the Roxy when they opened up. They just fucking there was a line for that show.
All right. So next track, we have Wish I Was Born in Beverly Hills versus So Lonely. Al, what are you going to go with on this one?
Oh, So Lonely, man. It's like a pretty classic song too. But listening to the Alice album, again, I I always liked Alice Cooper's voice, but on this album, man, I think it's fucking dude. He like when he really like sings like you know a ballad or like like in a softer voice. Dude, his voice is so fucking underrated, bro.
Hmm.
I think he's like a
Big time.
great vocalist, man. And I think it shines on this album. When I was listening to it, I was like, "Whoa, dude!" Like, I mean, I love Alice's voice, but like on this one, it surprised the shit out of me, man. The production values and everything, like on this, like again, it seems like they threw like the kitchen sink into everything on this album, man. You
They
know,
did.
and it reminded me again, like I'm gonna probably say it a lot of times, like throughout these comparisons, but like Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf, it was like reminding me of that, man.
Hmm.
With the female singer and Alice and all that stuff. So I'm actually gonna go with Wish I Was Born in Beverly Hills on this one over So Lonely, which is
Wow.
a shock to me. Like that I actually picked out over So Lonely because I do love So Lonely. But I again like listening to this album today for like the first time. I gave it 2 listens, top to bottom, and I was like, I got to go out and buy this album. This might be the next Alice Cooper album I get. So
Well, you're in
A
luck. This
good
is
one.
actually one that you can get on CD for pretty cheap.
yeah, I ain't
There's
paying
not a
50
lot.
bucks. Well, if
There's
it was
not a
50
lot of
bucks, then I
CDs.
wouldn't be getting it. But
Yeah, there's not a lot of CDs from this era that you can get for fairly cheap. You can buy this on Amazon for like $10.
yeah,
Like
Nice.
one of the few from this era that you can
I
actually
do.
get.
I like the album, man. It's so I'm gonna go with Wish I Was Born in Beverly Hills.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
I completely agree with you about Alice's voice on this album. He sounds refreshed and rejuvenated on this
Oh
album.
yeah.
yeah,
If you compare it to the album that came before it, Lace and
Oh
Whiskey,
yeah.
that was when he was at like rock bottom for this time. Again,
This time.
pre-blackout era. But you could hear it in his voice on that album, especially on a song like My God. He is not doing good. You can hear it that he's just not in a good place. And right from the beginning on From the Inside into Wish You Were Born in Beverly Hills, you can hear how refreshed he sounds. And it's like
yeah.
his voice sounds so much like he sounds healthier, a lot healthier. But yeah, no, it's everything you said, great stuff here.
Yeah.
Flavio, what are you going to go with between Wish I Was Born in Beverly Hills and So Lonely?
Well, again, yeah, similar to the first track. You gotta really, like I said, the whole album. The production is amazing on "Wish Just Born in Beverly Hills." I love the lyrics. I mean, I know Bernie Taupin co-wrote all this stuff with him, but just knowing Alice from every other album he's ever done, I don't know that he needed Taupin. I don't know how much he provided to this, but whatever they did together, I mean, the lyrics on this whole album are incredible. And this one's a funny one. I like this one. The Lonely, that's just a classic. I mean, you got all three of them there wearing their Bob Marley influences on their sleeve that they were getting into at that time, and got a nice little guitar solo from Andy. Uh, for me, I got to go with So Lonely on this one.
Awesome. Mark, what are you going to go with here on track 2?
I like this Alice song for the first time I heard it. It's really good. It's Elton John-ish. It's Meatloaf-ish. Like everybody's saying, I got that vibe too. But So Lonely fucking rules. I
Yeah,
can't fucking. I've been living with that song since I was a kid.
yeah.
I gotta go with the Police on that one. It's like one of the top police songs of all time. I gotta go with So Lonely.
Jerry, track 2.
Yeah, I can't stand fucking reggae, man. I was
What's
never a
wrong
fan
with
of it.
you? Bob Marley rules. Keep it
And
going.
fucking this is where I'm gonna say about Sting's voice. He sounds like fucking Mr. Hanky when he sings this song, man.
And Rush.
It's really high. It's just weird sounding. I love the Alice Cooper song. I'm gonna have to agree with Al, man. That Alice Cooper song fucking rules. I think I might hear some cowbell in that song too, isn't it?
More cowbell.
Yeah. Yeah, during the chorus, you can hear it a
Yeah,
little
man.
Hey,
bit.
this ain't freeform, but we support
Can't
more
go wrong with
cowbell any day.
cowbell, man. But I mean, So Lonely. It's like that's one of those songs that I've heard all the time growing up, but still, I just never could get into reggae or anything like that. So, but I'm going on the next track. I'm gonna what do you call that? Be the hypocrite here.
Hmm.
We'll talk about that, but I have to go with Alice Cooper. Or yeah, definitely go with Alice Cooper in this one.
I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Cool. So again, track 2, and I'm already the second one in a row. I have to be the tiebreaker on. And I'm going to go the other way this time. On track 1, I went with Alice Cooper. Track 2, I got to go with So Lonely. I mean, just so cool and laid back on the verses, and then into that just driving chorus with
Mhm.
I'm the opposite. I love the way Sting sounds on it. I love his voice on this song. I love the cool laid back vibe of it into the really just hard rock chorus. Again, though, I think Wish I Was Born in Beverly Hills is a great track. It really reminds me a little bit, especially on the chorus, of Alice Cooper Band, Alice. It really has that
Mhm.
kind of feel to it. Uh, but with also the
Bigger.
solo Alice Cooper kind of bigger theatrical kind of thing to it. But it kind of feels like a little bit of a throwback. So it's another great track. But yeah, I gotta go with So Lonely on this. So first track, Alice Cooper won 3-2. This track, The Police won 3-2. So we're pretty tight here so far. And then we'll move into the track 3. We got Alice Cooper with the Quiet Room versus The Police with arguably the biggest hit off this album, Roxanne. Al, throwing it over to you.
Yeah, the Quiet Room. I was getting, of course, I'm getting Elton John vibes, but fucking half his band is on here, you know, with and a piano and all, you know, it's just total Elton John and some ELO in there. I was just feeling like all that, like he was channeling that into like through his own kind of filter, you know. And it's great, but I mean, I gotta pick Roxanne, man. I mean, Roxanne's just a fucking classic, dude. You know, that's the first time I ever heard the Police. You know, any song by them. You know, I remember like being a little kid, and I remember hearing that on the radio. I'm like, what is this, man? Like, it's just like Roxanne, shit. But so I gotta pick that one.
Can
I
you
do
sing it
like
like Eddie Murphy?
I was gonna say the Eddie Murphy
Roxanne.
version.
Can you sing it like Eddie?
Roxanne,
Roxanne!
put on the red.
Yo, where's
Roxanne,
my
put on the
where's my
red.
police tape?
48 hours rules.
Oh man, yeah. Both of them were
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fabio, track 2. I'm track 3, I'm sorry.
3, yeah, Quiet Room. Yeah, that's a great ballad. Great lyrics again. Roxanne, classic. Yeah, it's a little repetitive. It's a little overplayed, but uh, I still got to give it the edge. I got to go Roxanne here. That was a super controversial song at the time when it came out, talking about prostitution and stuff. So they got some heat for that, but
Mm-hmm.
along with some other songs on the album. But yeah, I give Roxanne the edge.
Cool. Mark, track 3.
Stan. God dang. Eddie Murphy brings that song home for me. It's just like such a great memory watching that movie, watching this song, and everybody parodies this song a lot. It's just like one of the best songs in rock history. I gotta go with Roxanne over Alice, even though the Alice song is pretty cool. But nothing beats Roxanne ever.
All right. 3-0 so far. Jerry, what do you think on track
Yeah, I mean,
3?
like I said I don't like reggae, but come on, it's Roxanne for Christ's sakes. I mean, that's like a legendary tune, man. I mean, the Manilow. I think this song actually, I think he sounds like Manilow on this song, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I didn't know it was a concept album or anything. Like I said, I've hardly ever listened to this album in my life. But it's fucking Roxanne, dude. Come on, you got to go with that. Just because of
Funny,
all the carnations that with Eddie Murphy and everything. So
Hey,
funny thing
they
about
they
funny thing about
taught
Roxanne is it wasn't a hit out of the gate either.
Mm-mm.
I think they released it like 3 times as a single before it caught on.
they taught me
Mm.
what red light meant from
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Amsterdam. I go, what the fuck? Don't have to put on
You
the red
don't
light.
Know what this
But
is?
he was
Oh,
actually
the
talking
red.
about red lights from Paris.
Oh, red lights from Paris. I thought it was the red light district in Amsterdam.
Well,
Huh?
that's currently, but when he wrote it at the time, he was
Oh,
writing
okay.
about being in Paris and seeing it.
Oh, okay. Well, they had hookers there too,
Yep.
Hook,
huh?
hookers everywhere, bro.
Hookers here,
Everywhere
hookers
has
there,
hookers if you
hookers
look
Hookers
everywhere.
galore.
Mark, everywhere has hookers if you look hard enough.
I know. Just go to Hollywood, you'll find a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my friends when we were in high school, we were started driving, we used to go into the city and fuck with the hookers, man. I mean, we didn't get them or anything. We just used to go and like mess around with them. Like, hey,
Santa Monica Boulevard. I used to drive. My friends would like $20. You make me holla. They were yelling at them.
Oh
Me
boy.
so horny.
You
like
got
let me
girlfriend in
know
Vietnam.
Oh boy.
Work it, own it, Pretty Woman. There you go.
Anyway, yeah, this is a 5-0 sweep. I gotta go with Roxanne. I think the Quiet Room is a great ballad,
It
but
is.
it's Roxanne. So no surprise there. Our first sweep of the evening, 5-0 for Roxanne. We're moving on to track number 4. Nurse Rosetta versus Hole in My Life. Al.
I like Nurse Rosetta, man. And Whole of My Life is good. I was never really that big on it on the album. So I'm gonna go with Nurse Rosetta on this one.
Cool.
Nice.
Fabio. Track 4.
Yeah, I like Nurse Rosetta a lot. That's a great rocker. I like featuring some Steve Lukather here also, along with David Foster. It's a great combo. Um, I really like Hole in My Life though. I'm for this one, I would have to go with the Police again.
Awesome. So we got one for each here. Mark, track 4.
Okay, this Alice Cooper song sounds like the Tubes to me. Doesn't sound like Alice Cooper. I'm gonna pick the Police. I love Hole in My Life, man.
Yeah, that's a
See,
good
look at
song.
there wrote a couple songs with the Tubes, if I remember right.
It's this totally sounds
Oh,
like
really?
the Hoops. The Hoops.
The
didn't he
Hoops?
co-wrote? Didn't he?
The
Didn't he
Tubes.
co-write "She's a Beauty"? I thought he co-wrote
Maybe
that
he
song
did.
with the Tubes.
Might
I
have.
wouldn't be
I
surprised.
could be
He
wrong.
was
I
with
could be
everybody.
wrong.
Hey, the
I could
Tubes
be
is
wrong.
one of the most underrated bands of all time. Nobody talks about them. They rule.
They had a lot of trash though. They had a lot of good stuff, a lot of bad stuff
Yeah,
too.
I agree. Yeah,
White Punks on Dope, man.
that's a great fucking.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Even Motley Crue did a good version of that.
All right,
Wow.
Jerry, track 4.
Yeah, I don't know why I have. I can't remember for Hole in My Life. I have this riff sounds borrowed from somewhere. I don't know why I had that written for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that. Reggae again. I don't know. I love the music of Nurse Rosetta, man. It's a very cool driving riff to it. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go with Nurse Rosetta on this one, man.
All right.
Another tiebreaker.
Another tiebreaker coming to me. And yeah, I'm on board with Alan Jerry on this one. Nurse Rosetta. Great, like you said, driving track, great heavy track. Just a really great rock song. After that ballad previously, you got back into another great rock song.
Yeah.
So I got to go with Nurse Rosetta. So that one wins 3-2.
Reading the credits on this album as well. It says Rick Nielsen's even on this album.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think he does
man.
background. Does he do background vocals on?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I
like,
think
if he plays
The old
or
On the
Champlin,
last
all
track.
those-
I think on the last track during the "We're All
Yeah.
Crazy" part. I think
Okay.
that's Rick Nielsen.
Okay.
But
yeah, Lukather, man, he
Yeah.
he rips it up on here too, man.
yep.
I mean,
Back-
Lukather is was the session.
I'm
guy,
seeing him
man.
in
Yeah.
October. I'm seeing him in August. with
Yeah,
Toto.
I'm seeing him August too.
I'm
Yeah,
planning
totally,
on
yeah.
seeing him too this summer.
I think
That's a
Chris
great
Czynszak's
bill.
gonna go see him too.
It's total.
That's a great
Christopher
bill, man. I've never
Cross
seen Christopher
and,
Cross
Men at
before.
Work.
Men at Work.
Wow.
Men at Work.
Yeah. Christopher Cross is great. I saw him once, man. He's
Hey, Jerry got me into him because I hated Christopher.
I always
Cross.
wanted to
Dude,
see him,
Christopher
but he
Cross
was.
is awesome, dude.
We were going to
I
see him, but
hated
then he
him
got
for the
COVID.
longest time.
He got
That
Jerry
first
got
album
COVID.
is fucking unbelievable.
Jerry
man.
kept
Oh,
talking
man.
about him, and he got into my head, and I got listening to yacht rock a lot. And I like Christopher Cross now. I'm sorry, Christopher Cross.
You
I
know
talked
what
a
you're
lot of shit
getting
about
with
you.
him. You know what you're getting with
I
him.
got
That's
with
what's-
Christopher Cross, but I'll
And
never
that
get into
first
Ghost.
album features the great Eric Johnson on guitar too.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's
That
right.
is true.
Not a lot of people know that, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
Eric Johnson.
Hey, Al, it's Mike Tyler's brother, David Tyler's.
Yeah,
birthday today, too.
Lukather did
It's what?
co-write She's a
David
Beauty.
Tyler's birthday's today too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
Mike just wrote a thing about him. It's his
Oh,
birthday.
okay.
All right, so we're moving into track 5 here. We got Million Billy from Alice Cooper versus Peanuts from the Police. Al, what do you got here on track 5?
Now, Millie and Billy, man, really reminded me of like Meatloaf. Like,
Yeah, but
Gave
not
me a
very
fucking-
good meatloaf.
Not in a good way. Spoiler
Oh
alert.
God!
I'm going Peanuts on this one, man. Yeah, I Peanuts. I love Peanuts. Peanuts.
Peanuts.
I like
Peanuts.
nuts.
Hey, I
You
love
like G's
I love
nuts?
Charlie Brown too, man. Charlie Brown rules.
Yeah. Fabio, what do you got here for track 5?
Yeah, Millie Billy, rare duet for Alice here with Marcy Levy, which surprisingly we never heard a lot from again afterwards. But it's a good song. Again, great lyrics. But Peanuts, man, Sting is off the hook here with his bass and his vocals. This song just rocks.
Yeah.
Peanuts, easy.
I think you
Mar-
said penis.
Mark,
That's how
Jerry,
I really
I just
pronounced
think
it before.
Jerry, I just think you want a penis. But
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want. A big old
Yeah.
penis. Yeah. Jeez.
Mark, what do you got here for track 5?
well, I'm gonna say you never heard of that girl anymore. We never heard of that girl from Queensrÿche either on Sister Mary.
Yeah.
Really, she
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
do anything either. But I'm gonna go with penis or peanuts, whatever you got. There's a
Yeah,
shredding
we
lead.
know you go with penis, Mark.
Peanuts.
I know it's peanuts. I was making a joke because somebody said it sounded like penis earlier. But I'm gonna go with peanuts. Do you hear that shredding lead on that song?
Yes.
God, it fucking rules.
Andy Summers for the win on that one.
Andy Summers for the win. Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Dude,
Sting,
check
oh
out-
my God.
Check out the
Crushing it.
Check out the Andy Summers and Robert Fripp albums, man. I like that album, man, that they did together.
Nice. I will check.
It's all
I like
instrumental
Robert
too,
Fripp.
but it's great, man.
I don't like Andy Summers when he sings, but yeah.
No, it's all instrumental, so you don't got to worry about that.
Oh God, Mother sucks.
Jerry, what do you got here for track 5?
Yeah, Billy and Billy, that song just fucking sucks, dude. I just don't like that song at all. But Peanuts is cool, man. I like the pace of it. Sting's got those Mr. Hanky vocals again, but it's pretty cool. So I'll go with Peanuts. I'll definitely go with Peanuts.
You
on
said
that one.
penis.
I'll go
Yeah.
with the penis. I want the penis, please.
I want 2 snaps and a shake.
Oh God.
Men on film.
Anyway, yeah, no, this is another 5-0 sweep for the Police for me. Million Billy is easily the worst song on this Alice Cooper album by far.
Yeah.
Peanuts is a great song. Like we said, Sting tearing it up on the bass and vocals. Andy Summers. The first thing I wrote down about this song was just the guitar just rips on this song. And then Stuart Copeland is always just providing one of the greatest backbeats
Stuart's
ever.
one of the greatest underrated drummers of all time.
If you guys haven't seen it yet, he did a video a couple months ago on the Drumeo channel on YouTube where they do these things where they'll do videos with different drummers where they come and they basically interview them as they're playing the drums. They'll play like parts from different songs. They'll talk about songs. They'll talk about their experience. Stuart Copeland, it was like an hour-long video. He is hilarious. He's telling stories about the songs as they were writing the songs. He talked about the reunion tour, about like how when they were doing rehearsals for the reunion tour, like, oh, it was great. We loved each other again. We love making music together. And by the end of the tour, we all remember why we stopped. But if you've not seen that, he's hilarious. It's great watching him play drums and like talk about where he came up with the inspiration for some of these. Because I mean, you listen to his drum parts, it's like, how did he think of some of this stuff? He's like, well, I just decided to play on every other offbeat, and it's like, this dude is just a genius and nuts at the same time, and it's great. So I highly recommend checking that out. But he's solid as ever.
But isn't it funny? His
well.
brother was their manager.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Peanuts easily for this one. So halfway through the album, and the Police are running away with it a little bit here. It's they're up 3 tracks to 2, but the 2 of those wins are 5-0 sweeps. So we'll see here if Alice can come back here in the second half. I don't know how that's going to be when we're starting out track 6 with Sirius versus Can't Stand Losing You.
Oh,
Al, how are you going to go with on track 6 here?
I like the song Serious, man. It rocks, man. It was a fucking really, really good song. But man, Can't Stand Losing You is like one of my favorite Police songs, man. You know, for the longest time when I first got into the Police, I had Every Breath You Take, the singles, like that compilation.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, you
I
had
lived with
that?
that for like the longest time, even before I ever got any of their albums. So that song was always on there, and I always loved that song, you know. And I gotta go Can't Stand Losing You, man.
Yeah. Fabio,
is gonna kill me in
This
6 feet.
actually was probably the toughest matchup for me on this whole battle
Yeah, Sirius is
because
good,
when
man.
when you said I have one that's tougher, I knew exactly which one you were talking about, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
yeah, this is tough. I hate this matchup. I love both songs. Sirius is one of the best songs on this Alice Cooper album. I mean, not the, but it's up there.
From the
It
two
rocks.
listens, that I did with it, I love this song right away, man. It was yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Lukather again is just ripping it up. Great
yeah.
riffing from Steve Lukather on this one. But yeah, I can't stand losing, man. That's such a great song. This is another one they got in trouble. They actually had this pulled from radio stations and shit when this came out because of the
Yeah.
suicide talk and everything. Uh, so you got some heavy lyrics there, but that aside, it's just a great song. That's like Al said. It's we grew up with this one, and unfortunately, I got to go with the Police here, even though I love that Alice Cooper song.
All right, Mark.
All right, man. Again, this sounds like the Tubes, not Alice Cooper. I'll take the Police again because it's such a
Oh,
fucking.
this is way riffier than the Tubes, man.
Oh
Lukather
yeah, no,
is
you're
ripping it
nuts.
up.
You are nuts.
I can't stand losing
Yeah.
you. It's fucking just stone cold fucking classic. How could I go over that song? It has a little tubey vibe to it. And David Foster did produce the Tube, so it makes sense. So there you go.
All right. Anyway, Jerry, track 6. What are you gonna go
Let's
with
see.
here?
I love Sirius, man. That's a great fucking tune. I love the pace of it. To me, this sounds like Meatloaf more than the Tubes, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Just the way I hear
A
it.
lot sounds like Meatloaf.
Yeah, I
Heavier
can't
Meatloaf, I
can't
think.
stand losing you. I just can't stand that song. Period.
What?
So,
Really?
Oh,
man,
wow.
no
Wow.
reggae. I don't know. I just
Your brother's
my
gonna
favorite
kill me in
favorite
his
Police
6
songs are
feet
ones
too.
that aren't reggae, like da do do do, Every Breath You Take, King of Pain, just stuff like that. I'm just not a
You probably
reggae
like
guy,
Mother,
man.
don't you?
No.
Well,
But
full disclosure, Jerry, I'm kind of with you. I prefer the later era Police too, than this
oh,
first.
they have brilliant songs, man. I mean, Wrapped Around Your
Zenyatta
Finger is one of
Mandata.
my
Oh, that's
Wrapped Around Your
amazing.
Finger is
Fuck
just a
yeah.
fucking
Oh
amazing tune,
yes,
man. I mean, they have, but
agree.
this reggae stuff, I just never was big on them doing it. I mean, I know that was part of their success in the early days, so I'm going to take a serious on this one.
You know they inspired Rush on that reggae shit. So I'm just saying.
For
Interesting.
Spirit of the Radio.
Yep.
Uh,
Because Rush even admitted that the Police were like an influence on them. So
Hey man,
Yeah.
the policemen are the shit, dude. They are. I mean, seriously, the policemen,
The
police, the
Policemen.
band is they're a great fucking band, dude. Don't get me wrong, but
I know.
the reggae stuff, I
wish I
just
got to
never
see them.
never did. I heard that last tour they did, it was kind of a disaster,
Yeah.
though, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think
Which that's what I was
Synchronicity-
talking about with Stuart Copeland saying when they got back together to do the rehearsals
Yeah.
for it, they were all having a great time.
I saw
and
that reunion tour.
they were talking about how they missed it so much, and then by the time they got onto the tour, they remembered what they suddenly remembered why they broke up.
I think
That's a
Synchronicity
shame.
2 is the best Police song ever. That's
A great
Great
song
song.
there. I mean,
Great
another
song.
great song, dude.
Which one?
Yeah. Synchronicity
Synchronicity
2.
Oh,
Better
okay,
than the
yeah.
first one.
Yeah,
First
Synchronicity 1's
Synchronicity.
okay, but
Yeah,
Synchronicity
but
2's
Synchronicity
amazing.
2 just those
See, when it's just
lyrics.
dark and fucking
Yeah.
eerie and
Dark.
haunting, it's
about the
amazing
Loch
stuff,
Ness
isn't it?
monster.
Could do without that video.
Pack
though.
like lemmings into shiny metal boxes. Contestants in a suicidal race. God, I'm in that every day going to work.
Yeah.
I get it. Daddy just stares into a distance. I get that.
The sound of their Rice Krispies.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, no, this was easily the hardest battle for me. This, as soon as I sat down and I saw these two match, I'm like, son of a bitch.
Mm.
Because Sirius is my favorite song on this album.
Oh, okay.
And I actually was lucky enough. I've only seen Alice Cooper live once, and he played this song.
Wow.
Wow.
And
When
I
was that?
2018. 2018. He
Oh,
played.
shit.
Oh my
He
god.
played, which I love seeing Alice Cooper because he always pulls out deep cuts live.
He
I'm going to
did.
see
He
him
did
in
that.
October.
He did that. He did Sirius back to back with Brim Fax off of Flush the Fashion, which was really
my
cool to see a
gosh.
song off the Blackout years, kind of close to the Blackout years. That people go back and forth whether or not Flush the Fashion is one of the Blackout albums, but Yeah, he did that. He did he did Grim Facts. He did Sirius. He did. I got to see him do Halo of Flies, which he doesn't always do. But yeah, just the only time I ever got to see him, I really want to see him again. I would have loved to see him a couple years ago when he pulled out "Roses on White Lace," which is one of my all-time favorite
Oh,
That's what I
Cooper
was good.
songs.
That's
that's
what
a
I was gonna
fucking great. That's a
say.
great
I've
one.
seen him a bunch of times, but when I saw him 2 years ago, he ripped out all the good '80s stuff that he's
Yeah.
ignored since the '80s.
Well, was
I
it?
And
saw him
Did you
with
see him when he had?
that's all thanks to Nita,
Yeah,
because she's the one that always is telling
I
the band,
saw
"Hey,
him with
let's learn this
that
one."
Yeah.
who's the guitar player that took
Kane
over
Roberts.
yeah, I saw Kane Roberts with him. Pretty
Yeah.
good, but how does that guy play with those muscles?
It's Rambo shredding on the guitar, but
Even George Lynch said when he got
Especially
yoked,
without
he
a
couldn't
pick.
play.
I don't think he uses a pick, does he? I don't think he uses a pick,
I
right?
don't know. But
I wanted to see Nita
I
because
don't know how he
I'm going to get
wouldn't.
to see Nita in October.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I'm going to see her at Rocklahoma. That's going to be fun.
But Sirius, I think is such a great song. I love the chorus, the background vocals. All of my life was a laugh and a joke and
Yes.
a drink and a smoke, and then I crashed out on the floor, and the instruments fall out, and just Alice singing there for a
So
second.
great.
I love the vibes, and I took that serious. Just a great track for me, but Can't Stand Losing You is my all-time favorite Police song. So got to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started cussing myself out for this one when I saw that those two songs were matched up. I said, "You got to be kidding me." For
Yeah.
me, it was similar to when we almost thought that Jerry was going to have to pick between Comfortably Numb and 10 Years Gone.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
We almost did it to him. We
We
almost
almost
did it
did it
to
too.
him.
That would have been funny though.
But yeah,
But I
so-
did ask, what was your answer on that, Jerry? I did ask you that.
It's 10 years gone.
Okay.
So
I said 10 Years Gone is a better song, but Comfortably Numb's got the best solo ever
I
recorded.
agree.
Yeah. So Can't Stand Losing You wins that one 4-1. Next, we got How You Gonna See Me Now versus Truth Hits Everybody. Al, what do you got for that one?
Again, how you gonna see me now? What such a beautiful ballad, man. His voice is incredible on here, man. I was like blown away by how good like Alice's voice is on this album. That being said, I love Truth Hits Everybody. The energy in that song and Stuart Copeland is just fucking ridiculous on that, man. Like I gotta go with Truth Hits Everybody, please.
All right. Fabio, track 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tough one for me. Truth Hits Everybody's a great song, but for me, How You Gonna See Me Now is probably my favorite song on this album. Uh, Actually, probably one of my favorite Alice Cooper songs, period, of all time. I think, I mean, Alice Cooper is a master at ballads. I mean, you mentioned You and Me earlier, and then
Women
on the
Bleed.
I never cry, only women bleed.
and then on the
Only Women
previous album,
Bleed,
I Never
yeah.
Cry on Lace and Whiskey. I mean, and then through the '80s, I mean, his ballads are just amazing, and this is one of them. I love this song. This while I do love Truth It's Everybody, I guess it's not that tough. I mean, I got to go with How You Gonna See Me Now.
Cool.
I'll
Mark.
say this, man. Alice Cooper, he actually had hits on AM fucking radio, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I Never Cry was huge. My
Yeah.
mom knows that song. And
Yes.
nobody
Like he crossed over onto AM and like AM radio was not, FM radio
Yeah.
was like the progressive, like playing Alice Cooper was getting played on fucking AM radio, dude. He appealed to a wide variety, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Like,
though Lace and Whiskey was a shit show, You and Me is like
yeah.
such a great song.
He was on the Muppet Show and sang that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's great.
Yeah. Mark, track 7.
Wrexham, this sounds like Alice Cooper is channeling Elton John. No, thank you. The Police win this battle.
All right. Jerry.
Yeah, when I listened to this song the first time, I thought it was just like sap and uncool. But then I listened to it a second time, and it really hit me. And you mentioned it, Alice Cooper can sing some fucking ballads, dude. Surprisingly, you just never expect Alice Cooper to be a ballad singer, but he does it well. But then I came across the song "Truth Hits Everybody." I'd never heard it before in my life. But holy shit, that's a great fucking song. I loved it. I love that it got a good flow. I love the drumming in this song. Um,
Whoa.
so, so I'm about to go with "Truth Hits Everybody" on this one.
Well, not a tiebreaker on this one, but I agree with Fabio on this one. How You Gonna See Me Now is such an emotional, beautiful song. And if you know the backstory for this is probably
Oh
the
yeah.
most personal song for Alice on the album because
And heartbreaking.
This is the song he wrote about his wife
Yeah.
coming out of this asylum. He had just married her, and of course, if you know his story, they're still married to this day.
Yeah.
She's part of his stage show. She was part of his stage show in the '70s as
Yeah.
well. But they just got married, and he was coming out of this state worried that she wasn't gonna like the man that he was now without all of that, like shedding the character of Alice. Will she love the man behind that? Well, how are you going to see me now? And
Yeah.
I just think it's such an emotional, powerful song.
Please
And
don't see me ugly.
yeah, and like everyone said, I think Alice Cooper has a hell of a voice for ballads. All those ballads throughout the '70s. I mean, on that run, I mean, from he opened the floodgates with "Only Women Bleed" on "Welcome to My Nightmare," and then every album after that had to have a ballad on it. And more often than not, they were great tracks.
Agree.
And I think he has a great voice for it. And this is easily one of my favorite Alice Cooper ballads. Just a great track, very emotional track. And yeah, I have to go with that. So the Police win that one 3-2. Up next, we have For Veronica's Sake versus Born in the '50s. Al.
Um, I was never that big on Born in the '50s, honestly. So I'm gonna go with For Veronica's Sake. I actually like that song. Listening to the album, I thought it was a really good song. I like it better than Born in the '50s, so that's my
Awesome.
pick.
Fabio, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with Al. More than 50s is it's a little one of the more mild commercial tracks for Police of this era. Um, Not a bad song, but yeah, I think Veronica Stake's a better song overall.
Cool. Mark, track
I
8.
never, I agree with both of them. I never liked Born in the 50s. It's like a pretty pedestrian, boring song. The Alice Cooper song is much better.
Cool. 3-0 so far for Veronica's Sake. Jerry, how do you fall on
Yeah,
this one?
to me, this is like the battle of the two lamest songs on the albums, in my opinion.
I
Boring in the
kind of agree with you
50s,
on that, Jerry.
boring in the
Veronica Stake's much
50s.
better than Millie and Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it
they're
is.
both not really great songs, but I kind of like the Alice Cooper song a little bit better, so I'm going to go with Veronica's Sake. For Veronica's Sake.
Damning with faint praise. Um, yeah, I completely agree. I'm with you guys. This is a 5-0 sweep for Alice on this one. Um, I'm not a huge fan of Born in the '50s. It's cool, it's catchy, but I think for Veronica's Sake, it's a pretty cool rocker, just a generic
Yep.
rocker, but it gets the job done, and I think it's better overall than Born in the
Born
'50s.
in the
It's got
50s
some good
is like
guitar ripping in
Born in
there.
the
Yeah,
50s is like let's like put a let's like make up a track to fill
yeah.
up the album. It's just it's not killer and it's not filler. It's filler.
Next, our penultimate track here, we got Jackknife Johnny versus Be My Girl Sally. Al, what do you think on this one?
Um, Be My Girl Sally. I never really was that big on it with the whole spoken word thing in the middle of it and stuff like that. Jackknife Johnny was good, man. And a little bit of trivia. Biff Byford actually got the idea for Denim and Leather from this song. He actually admitted it that he got it from an Alice Cooper song. And it was this one
Oh
because
wow, I didn't know that.
Alice Cooper mentions Denim and Leather in this song, and that sparked idea for Biff Byford and Saxon to do the Denim and Leather song. So yeah, so I'm gonna go Jackknife
Cool.
Johnny because Denim and
Awesome.
Leather, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
awesome. Fabio, How do you think on
You
this
know
one?
where he said it? He said it on that metal show when Eddie Trunk had that show,
Oh,
and
okay.
Biff Byford and Marilyn
Well,
Manson
I
were the
know I
guy.
saw it.
Yeah, they were the guy, and then I think Marilyn Manson said something about like you were you guys did denim and leather and all that stuff, and Biff was like, I actually got that idea from an Alice Cooper song, you know, and
Okay.
this was the song, so
Well, I definitely saw it. I saw all those, but I guess I forgot that bit.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Fabio, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, for me, that's a pretty easy one. Jackknife Johnny, for sure. I mean, Be My Girl is a pretty cool tune, but yeah, the spoken word thing, that's a bit much. That's the poetry reading, not into it.
Is that Andy Summers doing that?
Yeah,
That's Andy
Yes.
It's
Summers,
Andy
yeah.
Summers. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he's not singing on there, and it's still he's just talking. And it still sucks. Just
Stick to the
don't speak on
guitar.
a fucking police
Yeah.
song.
Don't want to hear anybody but Sting and like one Stuart Copeland song per album.
There
I'll
you
take
go.
one. Give me any other day and I'll be fine. Mark, what do you think on this one?
I'm gonna go against Boltiel.
Really?
I like
Wow.
the rhythm of the song, even though it's pretty repetitive. I love the spoken word. It's really nasty. It's like and I blow her up with air. It's like about fucking.
Yeah, it's Andy
I
Summers talking
like
about
it. It's
it's Andy
fucking.
Summers talking about a sex doll.
Yes, yeah, talking about sex doll. I've always liked this song. I think the Alice Cooper song is pretty lame. This song is really cool. I like Be My
What?
Girl way better. Because I
Alrighty
think
then.
it's pretty cool because he's the and I blow her up with air.
All right then. Jerry, what do you think?
Yeah, Be My Girl Sally, the lyrics are kind of the same and monotonous. I'm like, what
I
the
said
fuck is up with this spoken word? What the
I knew
fuck?
you
That was
wouldn't
just
like it,
lame
Jerry.
as hell. I'm not a big fan of Jackknife Johnny, but I love the lyrics. What a great story it tells in the lyrics in that song. So I'm gonna go with that just because of the lyrics. Great story behind that song.
I knew you would say that because of the spoken word, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm with all you guys. The spoken word is stupid as hell.
No,
And
I like the
the
spoken word.
the repetitive chorus does not make it any better.
Yeah,
Jackknife Johnny, it's not the best song on this album, but it's a good track. Like
it's
Jerry said, I
good.
think the lyrics are great, really cool story. And for that alone, I got to give it to that. So track 9, Jackknife Johnny wins 4-1. Alice Cooper's making a little bit of a comeback here. Going into track 10, the Police have won 5 battles, and Alice Cooper has won 4.
Oh
So
wow.
let's see.
Close.
Track
This
10.
might be a tie.
We have Inmates, We're All Crazy versus Masako Tanga. Al, what are you going to go with here?
Inmates were all crazy. It kind of reminded me of something that would fit on like Pink Floyd's The Wall. You
Sound like a
know,
Chicago song, to be honest with you.
for me, it's
80s
not.
Chicago. 80s Chicago.
It sounded
Oh,
like something that
wow.
would fit on like The Wall for me. I don't know why. I just got that vibe. Then again, I only listened to this album twice, but good song though. A good ending to the album, obviously. Um, but man, I like the Masako Tanga, man. It's like reggae, jazz, fucking punk, ska, like all mixed. It's just like they go nuts on this track playing, dude. I don't know, just something about it. I love it, man. It's off the wall and it's kind of a cool way to end the album too, man. So I'm going with that one. I'm going with the Police song.
Cool. Fabio, Flash Track, what do you got?
Yeah, these are both great closers. Man, I really want to give Alice Cooper the tie here, but Masaka Tanga, man, that song is awesome. The bass, I mean, I'm hearing precursors to Primus here, uh, hearing some Talking
Oh,
Heads,
dude, Sting goes ape shit on this song, man.
Yeah, I mean, this song is killer. I gotta go with the Police, unfortunately, but yes.
All right. Mark, track 10.
I'm gonna go with both of them on that. Masako Tango. It's way better than that last Alice Cooper song. I like it. Reggae, groove. Well, we're not on freeform, so you don't have to take a shot. But I like this fucking song. It rules. And it sounds
Alrighty.
like Elton John with the Alice Cooper to me.
Yeah.
I like to
Well,
Well,
hear
that's the
Elton
theme of
John
the
do.
album.
I like to hear Elton John do Elton John, not Alice Cooper do Elton John. That's just
Alice Cooper does a good Elton John though.
he
He does.
does most of the songs. Yeah,
I enjoyed this album, man.
Yeah.
I
I
did
got
too.
that.
I did too. I would buy it.
All right, Jerry,
Not
what
for
do you
50
think on
bucks,
track
though,
number
but-
10?
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of Inmates, it starts out, I swear to God, it sounds like an 80s Chicago song. I keep waiting for Peter Cetera or Jason Chef to come in with the vocals. I mean, that's not a bad
Nice.
thing. That's not a bad thing, though. But Masako Tango, there's something about that song, even though it's reggae-ish, it's got some really dumb lyrics, but it's cool sounding though. I don't hate it. And I agree. I gotta go with the Police on that one.
I think I
Well,
got that vinyl gatefold for like $15 at a local record store,
Oh,
just
really?
FYI.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like one you normally see, but there's some out there.
If I find a vinyl, it looks cool because the packaging's cool on
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
it's
if
really
you-
good.
It's
Well,
really
the,
cool.
the back cover is the doors of the
The Asylum,
of
right?
the asylum, and
I would buy
on
that
the
also.
inside,
That back cover.
it's
Yeah.
all
really
it's
cool.
it's all the inmates on the
Yeah.
on the
Hey,
inside of the
the
album.
Alice Cooper album is really
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it isn't, but it's
Yeah.
going up against the Police for me.
So yeah, for me, track 10, I got to go with everyone. Masako Tanga. I mean, both of these are great closers. I love
Yes, they are.
Inmates. Inmates is kind of like the epic of the album to close it out. Kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the more epic
Epicer.
tracks.
You're sounding
on,
like me
Epicer.
there, Joseph.
more
Epicer.
epic tracks.
I like that
mean,
word.
Epicer.
Similarly, the previous album, Lace
use
and
that
Whiskey, by far the best song on the album is the closer, which is a very similar thing on the song My God on Lace and Whiskey. Very similar kind of epic feel. The last few Alice Cooper albums all kind of end with that epic sort of thing. But this is a really great closer. But I gotta agree with all you guys, like all you guys said about just the vibe of Masako Tanga and the instrumentation. All three guys just going absolutely ape shit on this. Amazing way to close out the album. And so that is our track 10 5-0 sweep for the Police. And so the Police win 6-4. I'm gonna quickly figure out the individual numbers here out of 50. So somebody can vamp for me while I do my math.
I'll I'll talk about this. Is actually not my favorite Police album, though. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people love like the first album and stuff. I mean, my favorite Police album is Ghost in the Machine. Actually, I'm a
Nice.
huge fan of that album.
That's a great
you know?
album too, and it's in Yana Mendata. Those two
Yeah.
albums. God damn.
But I do. This is Police at their most raw. I mean, they were just starting out. The budget was like, I don't know, 5,000
Nothing.
pounds or something like that. I believe it was like I've
Cheap
read
album. Very cheap
Huh?
album.
that. Yeah.
It's a very cheaply made
Yeah.
album.
But sometimes the cheap albums are the fucking awesome albums, man.
Yeah.
You don't need a big budget. Just go in there, mic the shit up, and to go, man. So there's a certain innocence and rawness, dude. Like this album that I love, But
It's a great album, but I think they only improved after this.
oh yeah, I think to me, and I think I've read. I mean, I'm sure I've read this. Sting really jumped on board on this, like, and kind of, I mean, Stewart was kind of the more like he was going for this punkish thing, and Sting was just kind of along for the ride in the beginning. But as like he was writing the songs, man, and they got more sophisticated. I mean, it just became Sting's band, as it went on.
Mhm.
So it just progressed more and more until you're getting like more jazzier and more,
Yeah.
But like it still sounded like Police. I mean, honestly, the one that made it sound like the Police the most was Andy Summers. That guitar sound
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
was the sound, man.
exactly.
So
He was the glue that held it all together.
Except
Yeah.
Behind My Camel sucked.
All right. Well, the final calculations are in, and overall, the Police had 30 points, and Alice Cooper had 20 points. So, the Police had 3 where they had a 5-0 sweep. Alice Cooper had 1 with a 5-0 sweep. They both had 1 where they won 4-1, and they both had 2 where they won 3-2. So pretty even, except for those couple 5-0 sweeps were what really did it for the Police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot tighter of a battle than I thought it would be. Going into
Yeah, me
it,
too.
I really
Exactly.
thought the Police were just going to wipe the
I
floor.
thought they were going to sweep it too, so I heard that out.
But like I said, I really think that this is an underrated album. I'm really glad that this was an excuse to get you guys, who three of you had never really listened to this
Yeah.
album that much,
Yeah.
to check
Yeah.
this one out.
I kind of
Um,
like that album though. I
yeah,
would buy it. A really
yeah.
cool album.
There's some really underrated stuff. If you haven't listened to some of the stuff around this album, like I said, I love three of the four Blackout albums. The other one I really don't care for much is Zipper Catches Skin.
I agree
But
with
there's some
that.
good stuff. Lace and Whiskey, the album right before
Yeah.
this. About
There's some
probably
good-
four or five songs I really like off that. Like I said at the beginning, I've always loved Welcome to My Nightmare. My dad's had that on vinyl since I was a little kid, so that's a very
love
special
that
album to
yeah.
me. But like I said, I think Alice Cooper Goes to Hell is a really underrated album.
Awesome.
Aside from a couple songs on side one that I don't really like, it's another one that tells a story. It's Alice Cooper literally goes to hell. It's about Alice Cooper, the character, being in hell and having to try to fight to get out. And there's some really good stuff. The song "Go to Hell," I mean, that's iconic. "I Never Cry" is a great ballad.
I got to see him do "Go to Hell" once live. That was fun.
He brought that back recently too. I think he's playing that live on
I
this
think
tour.
I saw that too. Yeah.
But then side two, "Give the Kid a Break's" a cool kind of theatrical song. "Guilty" is an amazing heavy rock song.
I love that song.
"Wake Me Gently" is a beautiful ballad. "Wish You Were Here" is awesome. There's this really great instrumental break at the end of that song where Dick Wagner's just wailing on the guitar. And
Rip Dick Wagner, by the way.
Yeah, he's an amazing guitar player, and he's just going to town on that track. But it's a
kept
really
rolling. Aerosmith, man.
Yeah. "Kiss Sweet Pain." But there's some. I honestly, I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. Just in general, the Alice Cooper band. I'm a bigger fan of the solo stuff than a lot of people are. I'm a huge fan all the way up through with. I'm not a fan of Constrictor, but I love Raise Your Fist and Yell. I'm not a fan
I
of
love
Trash.
Constrictor. That's one of my favorite Alice Cooper albums.
For me, Raise Your Fist and Yell is one of my favorite Alice Cooper albums.
That
I love
too.
that
I mean,
so much.
That mid '80s era
Milwaukee.
that he just ignores until now recently with Nita.
Algonquin for the good land. Come on. Wayne's World.
Well, that
I
was
even
like
liked Trash and Hey Stupid. I think Trash and Hey Stupid were both great albums.
I think Last Temptation's a really underrated album. I love Last Temptation. And I love the two industrial albums. I love Brutal Planet and Dragon Town.
Brutal Planet was quite a bit better than Dragon Town.
Yeah.
But
that new album sounds like it's be really good.
Glad
I've got that pre-ordered on vinyl because you gave us it was $16. So.
And hey, I'm glad I did it because I just checked recently. It's back up to $40 on vinyl. So,
damn, I got it at 16.
I got it at 16
Thank
bucks.
You, brother.
So, but yeah, also these are two you can get for pretty cheap. Both of the industrial albums on what used to be E1. I guess that's now MNRK or whatever it's called. But you can get these. I got these both for $5 a piece. On their website.
The first time I saw Alice was on the Dragon Town tour, and it was no opener. So he did a bit long. He did the intermission and stuff. So his first set was like all Dragon Town and Brutal Planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second set was all the classic material.
Nice.
It was pretty cool.
When I saw him, he opened up with Brutal Planet. That was what they opened up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was a really cool episode. It was great to talk about both of these albums, and I'm really glad that you guys got to check out an album that you really hadn't. I didn't realize that so many of you guys didn't really know this album.
I've heard about it a lot by Chris and Zach, but I never listened to it.
Yeah. So now my hosting duties have concluded, and I will throw it back over to our regularly scheduled hosts.
Jerry, what do you got going on, man?
I mean, besides the Freeform in this show, me and Joe have a new show called Heavy Water 77 on YouTube. And, I want to thank everybody who's watched it. We were pleasantly surprised how many views we got in the first couple of days. So that's cool. Yeah. Just recorded an episode today. We're going to start the discography review. We did the debut album today from Styx. It should be out hopefully either Saturday or Sunday, probably Sunday. But having a lot of fun doing that with you, man. Joe, I just want to say, I think it's going to be a cool ride doing this with you, man. So looking forward to further episodes in the future. I'm on vacation next week, starting Thursday, actually. So I won't be able to do BS we're doing BS on Wednesday. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we're doing Sticks,
and we're actually doing more Sticks. Will I get tired of Sticks? I don't know. I haven't.
God, I really hope not.
That
doing a
that
lot of
that
stick stuff.
like I told you today, we will promote Heavy Water 77 with
Yeah.
that BS episode.
Yep,
for
we'll
you
have
guys.
two
Yeah, after
episodes out by then.
I
I
think
was
after.
blown
I'm
away.
sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, it's just it. I was completely blown away. Like Jerry said, we had 250 views within a couple days, and I
Yeah.
did not expect that at all. People
And
commenting, and
great
it's been
comments. Yeah.
great. I'm really happy with it. I hope that people enjoy what we're doing, and I really hope that people come along for the ride. We got a long show ahead of us. Styx has got a lot of albums.
We got Sticks. We got the solo albums. We got Damn Yankees. We got Blades and Shaw. We
Well,
got
Damn Yankees Blazing Shot. I need to be on both of those.
yeah. And we're gonna go. We're gonna do the Wood and Nickel era by ourselves. And then we're gonna have like
Well,
special
that's
shows where
fine,
we
but
have
the two Damn
guests on
Yankees
and
album
stuff.
and the Blazing Shaw two
Yeah.
albums, I need to be on both of those.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Not
Yeah,
being
so-
a dick, I do promote you guys. So there you
Some cool. Yeah, you do. We appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna have a good time with that. So cool.
go. All right, Al, promote your shit, man.
Next Tuesday we got Metal Mike and Bushy on. We're doing our top 10 plus 5 title tracks.
Nice.
So we're gonna have Bushy and Metal Mike on Tuesday at 8, and that's really it, man. That's what we got going on for now. So
All right,
thanks
so-
for letting me on tonight, brother.
No problem, dude. You're always welcome. I put the episodes in there.
All the time, every time.
Just say, hey, I want on. You're on. I don't
appreciate it.
refuse
Thank you.
anybody for being on an episode. We had what 7 people on one episode because I can't say no.
And we will never do that again.
I will try not to do that.
Was that the episode I fell asleep on?
There's a rumor that we're still recording that episode, but
Yeah.
Well, Fabio,
The rush episode was that
that
was
That's
was
a
on
4-hour
Black Spinner.
That was a 4-hour
Black Spinner.
extravaganza, man.
We still
Yeah, that
need to
was.
do the live albums, by the way.
Yeah, we can get to that.
We need to
that.
get the Fabio. You're going to be on an episode coming up in a couple, like next week or a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks, I think.
Dream Car, I think.
Oh, I guess it is next week, isn't it?
On
Yeah.
Freeform, right? Freeform.
Yep.
Jerry won't be there because he's on vacation. So
Oh,
it'd be
boo.
me, you, and Mooger. But thank you guys for being on here. And this week on Freeform, we got Metal Church The Dark coming up tomorrow.
Cool.
Freeform Rock Podcast. Thank you guys for being on here. You guys rule. We're out of here. Later, guys.
guys.
Later,
Okay.
guys. Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.